KSL 5, a Bonneville station making a difference.
On September 6th, women from across the state will come together to help other women who are struggling to appreciate and really find joy in their own bodies. The Wasatch Women Love Your Body 5 and 10K. It's just a few days away, and all of it goes to help a very good cause. Here to tell us more is Stacey Gibbons. She is the communications director of the Speak team. That's the nonprofit help group that will benefit from this race. Next to her, Gina Latin. She's also a member of the Speak group. Perhaps the more powerful credential for both Stacey and Gina. They are both eating disorder survivors. And rounding up our table is Angela Martindale. Excuse me. She is a nutritionist, a transformation coach, founder of the company that really helps women educates women about healthy living. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Yeah. This has the potential to be such a powerful discussion where women talking to women, and you all have unique experiences that have brought you here today. I want to start with you, Stacey. Tell us a little bit about your experience and what brought you to participate in the Speak group.
I actually became aware of the Speak group through it was a health fair at the University of Utah, and Speak was there presenting some of their research and findings that members of the team had done. And so as I became more familiar with their cause and what they do, it was something that I was really interested in and really a cause that I wanted to promote.
And what about it? I mean, the thought of educating other women, you've been through this experience firsthand. Was that what motivated you to get out? I think it would be scary to get out there and talk about such a personal experience that's close to your heart. Is that what motivated you to help other women?
Well, going through it, it's something that you don't quite understand unless you've gone through it and you've been through there. A lot of the thoughts and emotions that are associated with it. And so being able to have been there and to have felt those things, it became very important for me to want to educate other people and to help them understand.
I think it's a great thing that you're doing. I really do. And something that was interesting as we were talking before the show, I asked both Stacey and Gina, I said, what is the number one thing that people don't understand or they don't get about eating disorders, about the concept of an eating disorder? And your answer was the same, right, Gina? Mm-hmm. What is it we don't understand from the outside?
I think the most common misperception is that it's about food. And I think that with every eating disorder, there's some underlying issue or some underlying thing that we all are trying to work through, and that we react through an eating disorder or through food. But that's not what it's about.
The idea that it's not just about food. And Angela, you're nodding. You work with a lot of women who probably come to that same conclusion. It's not about the food. What sort of outside issues play into an eating disorder?
It could be relationships, it can be self-limiting behaviors that you've continued from childhood all the way to adulthood. It can be just, you know, not being able to fit into a swimsuit one summer and going, oh man, I gotta get this under control, or, you know, going through a bad breakup, or having just stresses of being a mom and having kids and a wife and being, you know, having a husband and just all the stresses of just being a woman, right? We all have jobs, we all have kids, we have, you know, husbands to take care of, a family, and it can be very stressful. And so we sometimes use food or
exercise even, I'd imagine.
Absolutely, excessive exercise, and control with that.
And I mentioned your courage, Stacey, and Gina likewise, to speak out about it after going through it, because I think it would be a situation that's so close to your heart. How do people's reactions, does that motivate you? Are they surprised to learn about more about eating disorders? Are they surprised to learn about what causes eating disorders? What do you find people's reactions are as you speak to women?
I think a lot of the things that we try and do are really, a lot of the times the media portrays eating disorders very different than they really are. So sometimes people do kind of feel that there's a disconnect, and when they understand and really can see that some of it is, a lot of it, most of it is emotional disorders, things that have transformed throughout a person's life. There is a surprise, there's a little bit of a shock value, I would say.
The shock value there, does that resonate with you? Is that what you experience? It's kind of the shock that it's happening to people that they know?
Well, and I think that's just it, is pretty much everyone knows someone who has struggled with a body image issue, or perhaps they know someone with an eating disorder, and I think that it's becoming to the point where you need to know about it.
It's becoming to that point where we need to be educated. I think you touched on a great point there. A lot of people know someone connected with an eating disorder. What do you do? What do you do, Angela, if you know someone, or maybe you think someone's going through those body issues? What can you do to be helpful and to kind of reach out a helping hand in that situation?
Well, for me, I do a lot of listening. I do a lot of investigation work, right? I have women that come come in and I'm not quite sure if they've got an eating disorder or not, because some won't come out and just say it, right? Or they may not even know. They might not even know that they have an issue with an eating disorder. And so for me, I just listen a lot, and I would tell anybody to just really be a listening ear, be supportive. I haven't found, and maybe you guys can tell me, I haven't found that saying, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, why do you think that? Or you're so skinny, or you're so this, or you're under control. That's not going to help, because it's about how they feel altogether, right?
It's an inner sense.
And so just really listening and being supportive.
Great advice.
And I think one thing is just to realize that it has to come from within that person. You can push as many resources that you want at them, but you really needs just to love them, and it has to come from within that person before they are able to change.
That understanding, I'd imagine, can make a big difference. Ladies, thank you so much. Such an interesting insight from each one of you that you brought to the table, so we appreciate you sharing your stories. And this is the cause that we're talking about when we mentioned the Wasatch Women Race coming up this weekend. All of the proceeds go to benefit Speak, the organization that both Stacy and Gina are involved in. The Love Your Body 5 and 10K happening this Saturday. We're going to be there. For more information, you can go to wasatchwoman.com. You can also register by visiting that website as well. We posted all of those details on our Studio 5 community page for you. We'll go to Darren now.